Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidul Anbiya wal Mursaleen. Amma ba'd, fa'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. My dear brothers and sisters, children, and my respected elders, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The course Learn Quran with Tajweed today is the 16th lesson, where we are going to learn some miscellaneous rules. There are some rules which you cannot name as such, as you have seen in the previous videos. So we are just putting them under miscellaneous rules, and I'm just going to summarize them one by one, and I'll give you the examples so you can understand better. The first one is alif za'id. Za'id means extra. Um, if you remember, in alif mad rules, when a letter has got fatha and joins with alif, you have to stretch the sound for 2 seconds, or equivalent to one alif. But you will find some words in the Quran where a letter has got fatha or zabar and next is alif, but you are not allowed to make the sound long. You cannot stretch it. That alif will either have a cross on the top or a circle, a small circle on the top. That shows you that when this alif comes in the example, you are not allowed to stretch the sound. So that alif is called alif za'id. I have given a couple of examples here. Rest I'll show in the book. So the first one here is ana. So ana is basically the word. The meaning is me, like myself. So this alif will always have a small circle on the top or a cross on the top. That means you're not allowed to stretch this alif. You cannot say ana. Secondly, it's mala'ihi. So this word again have, if you see on the top of this alif, there's a circle. That means you cannot stretch this alif as well. And you have to say mala'ihi rather than mala'ihi. You cannot stretch it for 2 seconds long. So this alif, which is extra in Arabic, you call it alif za'id. The second one is Izhar mutlaq. You need to recall the memory where we have learned noon, sakin, and tanween rules. Izhar, there were 6 letters: Hamza, Ha, Ain, Ha, and Ghain, Kha. Those 6 letters, when you see, you don't need to do ghunna. But in Idgham, if you remember the Yarmaloon letters where Ya comes after Noon Sakin, you were supposed to merge the first letter sound into the third one, and this Noon Sakin or Tanween in the middle, you were supposed to do ghunna. But in Izhar Mutlaq, remember this term Izhar Mutlaq, whenever you see Ya after Noon Sakin, there are 3 or 4 words in the Quran where you see Ya after Noon Sakin, where you were supposed to do ghunna, but here you will not do ghunna. You will just say noon full mouth. You have to say noon fully. That is called Izhar Mutlaq. I've written here no ghunna, so you make sure that when you read these 3 or 4 words, you don't do ghunna. So this one here is dunya. You cannot say dunya. You cannot do noon. You cannot do ghunna here. You have to say dunya. You have to say noon fully. The third one here is sakta. Sakta is again a term which is used, which should be used in stopping signs, but because the ruling is a bit different, that's why I have put it in under miscellaneous rules. I have told you yesterday, when the stopping sign comes, you can stop over for like 1 or 2 seconds, and you can then carry on. You can resume your reading. In Sakta, this is just momentarily break. You can stop, right? And you have to carry on reciting your recitation, but don't take a breathe. You don't breathe in the middle. That means if you see such words where you will find the small word sakta, you just stop for a second without breathing. In the same breath, just carry on. One example given here is man, and you see there's sakta in the middle there, and then rockin. So you have to say man, don't breathe, just say rockin after a second or 2 seconds. So you will read as man rockin, and there are a few other examples as well. I'll show you and then you will understand better. The fourth one is Saad, where you will see a little scene on the top of the Saad. Here you see this Saad has a small scene. You have to use scene instead. So the word as example here is yab sutu. Ba is kalkala here, yab. And then instead of Saad, you will use the scene which is written on the top of the Saad, and the whole word will be as yab sutu. Yab sutu. It's not su like Saad one, it's just su, scene one. And the last one is imala. You call it imala rule. Raw khadi zer, any letter which has got big kasra underneath, like hamza big kasra, e, ba big kasra, b, likewise raw big kasra, re. Only in this one word in the Quran, raw big kasra will be re rather than re. You know, like sun rays. So you have to say re instead of re. So this one word you have to remember. So this word is majreha. This is the juz number 12 and the chapter Surah Hud. In that surah, this word is present. So you will, instead of saying majriha, you have to say majreha. I'll show you some examples now so you understand better. If you see in this lesson, the first one, ana, I have given you example before. In the next word, it is afa. Though after fatha you have got alif here, but this alif has a small circle on the top. So you have to say afa instead of afa. So this will be afa immata. So this meme has shad on the top, so you have to do ghunna as well. Immata. So this will be nasalization here. Here is afa immitta. So all these alifs, which you can see the circle on the top, they are extra. You call them alif za'id or za'id alif. La ilallahi. See, this lam is Allah's name, and there's a fatha before, so you have to do tafkhim. You have to make the sound thick. La ilallahi. This one is la ilal jahimi. Li shay'in. You can't say li shay and then in. You have to skip this alif here because it is zayed. It's extra. Lakinna huwallahu. So this lam has stretching sign. Kinna. You cannot say kinna. So this will be lakinna huwallahu malaihi antabu'a. This an is noon sakin. After noon sakin, you have seen the ta. Ta is from the 15 letters, which are letters of ikhfa. You have to do ghunna here. Antabu'a. Bu has mad on it, and hamza is coming in the same word. So this is madde muttasil. And a has alif after. You cannot say a because alif is having circle on the top. So just give it a go. To just pause the video and practice all these words, where whenever you see alif with the circle, you have to skip that alif and make the sound shorter. The next one I have told you about I'm sorry, is hare mutlaq, which means after noon sakin you see ya here. After noon sakin is ya. After noon sakin is waw, and after noon sakin is waw again. So ya and waw are yarmalun letters, means you have to do idgham, means you have to perform nasalization, ghunna. But in these words, you are not supposed to do ghunna, you have to say noon fully. So this will be dunya instead of dunya, you have to say dunya noon fully. Bun ya nun. Swin va nun. Vaw is long because alif is there. So that is alif mad. You have to make long. Swin va nun. Qin va nun. The sakta, which I have explained to you earlier on in the first part of the video, the sakta, sin, kaf, ta, and ha, sakta word will be written in the middle of the words. You have to pause, you have to stop without breathing, take a break of like 1 or 2 seconds, and then carry on. Like this one, waqila man raqin. I haven't breathed. I haven't taken a breath in the middle. I just said waqila man raqin. Kalla bal rana. In the same breath, I just carried on. Just took a pause in the middle for like a second or 2 seconds. Min marqadina hadha. Again, I stopped in the middle because sakta given here. Iwajan qayyiman, or iwaja qayyima, or qayyiman. So again, sakta is given here. So you can, without taking a second a breath, you just iwaja qayyiman. In the last one, I've told you the Saad rule, which has got a little seen on the top. The first one and the second one, you have to use seen only. In the third example, you can use either seen or Saad. It's entirely up to your choice. And the last one, it's better to use Saad, don't use seen. The first one will be yab sutu. You have to use seen. Bas totan. You have to use seen again. Humul musoi tuiruna. I have used sod. When I said musoi, I am using sod. When I'm using seen, I have to say musai. So say and soy. Soy is a bit round. Say is straight. Humul musaytiruna. I have used sod and now I'm using seen. Humul musaytiruna. So I have given you both examples. Either you can use seen or sod. It's up to you. The last one is bimu soy tirin. I'm not using seen because in the last word, even though seen is given on the top, but you make sure that you use sod. Bimu soy tirin. My dear viewers, as I have given you the example, I've shown you the page which has got all the examples of these miscellaneous rules. I will request you to pause the video, keep these rules in your mind, and then pause the video and practice those words. In the comment section, if you are struggling with any sound or any word which is not clear, you are having difficulty reading that word, you can send me a message, and inshallah I will reply you, if I can, inshallah as well. So this was the end of basically all the rules. You have to practice, you have to keep in your mind all these rules and sounds which I have covered in these 16 videos. Now you just need to apply these rules during a recitation. I will, in the next video, um, 2 or 3 paragraphs, I will explain to you how to read, and I will summarize the rules as well. So that will be a quick start for you, so you can recite Quran by yourself. Inshallah, see you in the next video. Be punctual in your prayers. Do spend time on the Quran, for the Quran, and send salawat upon Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in abundance. See you in the next video. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.